Hi, everyone. This is Chembo Corniel over here on our monthly Latin jazz workshop for myself. I'm here the first Wednesday of every month, besides Victor Rendon the second week and Willie Martinez on the third week. But thank you for having me here again at New York Post Cafe, part of the Latin Jazz series. And we have to change things around and do workshops now in lieu of having a band together playing live for you, which maybe later on that could happen. Who knows? But first of all, I want to thank everybody whoever's here watching today. Uh, First of all, I would like to talk about a person that had passed on Monday. Very big part of the Nuyorican being in New York. We're talking about the Nuyorican Poets Cafe's co-founder, Miguel Algarin, that had passed away this past Monday, which was Miguel. He was an influential Puerto Rican poet and writer. Miguel was born in Puerto Rico and moved to Manhattan as a boy and studied here in New York City. But after college, he co-founded the legendary Nuyorican Poets Cafe on the Lower East Side in the early '70s, and this is where he got together with to make a space for poets, musicians, artists to get together and to expand on their creativity. So he made that space for that, and he passed on this past Monday. He was a good friend of mine, and I had the privilege to perform with him to accompany him on my congas behind his poetry. He created the space to inspire and guide generations of artists throughout these years, and everything from slam poetry to Latin jazz. And he gave everybody always an opportunity to express themselves, and gave us a chance, gave us the platform, gave us the place to do this. Agarin was also a professor at Rutgers University for about 30 years. He also lectured at the Brooklyn College and NYU. He was a writer, poet. He also won 3 American Book Awards, as well as a Lifetime Achievement Award. So he was a person who has done a lot for the community, for the Nuyorican community. Also, I've been performing at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe since 1995, playing music, the Latin jazz, and this is 25 years thus far. And this is where I first formed my band, and this is where I had the opportunity to create my style of my quintet, of the Chembo Corniel Quintet, the Latin Jazz Quintet, by performing there every week at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. We had the freedom to express our music, to play the way we want to give it a chance to work it out. It was like a workshop / performance for me. I was coming out of a salsa scene, which we play the congas, which is the instrument that I play. My instrument, we play at for salsa clubs and stuff. throughout the 70s and the 80s, which, we were limited to play two congas because we were playing for the salsa, a dance crowd, a salsa crowd, which the basic pattern that for salsa in my instrument here is a 4/4 beat. It'll be like this. So I would play salsa, for a long time. But when I joined, when I decided to make my group, I wanted to play Latin jazz, and then that way I can expand from two to three, even to four congas, because it gave me the flexibility, the opportunity to work out my style in playing these drums here. The more I learned, the more I expressed it, the more I rehearsed it, the more I practiced it, the more I played it with my group. We started composing songs in Latin jazz where I can integrate the four congas, and that gives me a lot of space to create different rhythms and to explore other avenues. So they're therefore not only playing salsa with these two drums. Now with Latin jazz, I got to expand to play with pop bands, jazz bands, rock, what have you, world music. So now it's an instrument for all music, not only salsa. When you play two drums or one drum for the dancer, which is not bad at all, because that's my roots. My roots. I come from playing, salsa. So the New York Poets Cafe gave me the opportunity from when I started my band to play there, and I've been there. I started with a couple of bands first, and the last 15 years I've been playing there with my group, with my quintet there, and it gave me the freedom to open up and space out. This is why I give thanks to Miguel for giving us the opportunity. And I dedicate this workshop to Miguel today, thanking him for giving me the opportunity to perform there. I had the honor to perform with him many times, accompanying him with the congas behind his poetries and songs. He will be missed. He will be missed. So, we have lost our father, our brother, our uncle, our good friend here at the New York Poets Cafe. This is for you. Miguel. Anyway, now we're gonna get into these rhythms that I play here. A lot of people were asking me about the different types of rhythm that we play. That I interject with Latin jazz. Uh, could it be any Afro Caribbean rhythm, such as bomba, plena, guaguancó, rumba, cumbia, merengue, joropo, different rhythms that we integrate, uh, Latin Caribbean rhythms that we integrate with jazz to make this music that we play here. We have, for instance, I just want to go over one or two different rhythms that I play with my group. Being myself a New Yorker, born here in Manhattan, My father's from Puerto Rico and mother. We have the bomba sound, the bomba rhythm is an Afro Puerto Rican rhythm that we use. Um, and a lot of bands use that. Groups like William Cepeda, which integrate the bomba rhythm with their music. Papo Vasquez, another guy who who does this type of music using the Afro Puerto Rican rhythm, the bomba. I could show you one or two rhythms on one drum. They played. First of all, these rhythms are played in barrels, short barrels, like 28 inches high, barriles de bomba, barrile. Okay, I'm going to demonstrate. Let's let's do a sika. A sika is that I would do second. Usually it's played in one drums. Now, when I transpose these rhythms onto the congas, then we have what I was doing here is repicando, which is like kind of soloing a little bit over the basic sitar rhythm. So I transfer that to one hand, and then I kind of do some combinations here to fill in the second part, el primo, that does all of the repicando. He would do a conversation with the dancer with his or her feet, the steps that they do. The primo would try to copy the same steps. So the dancer is leading the drummer in the conversation. So I'm following the dancer. And then she would, so if you pick up a dress, I'll probably shake it to the side. So this is the combination that I get to use and play. I would play this rhythm when you hear bass piano. The band comes in, and you're gonna hear a nice funky montuno, guajeo on the piano, and I would apply this rhythm if we're doing like a quote unquote a bomba jazz, because it's a mixture using this rhythm here with jazz. So I would try to do this rhythm as authentically like if I would hear it on a barril. So usually I have maybe two or three people playing these rhythms, playing these drums, and you would have a qua, which is like a little small barrel and two sticks. So therefore, there's different elements, and you would have a shaker. I don't know, not this one, but it's like a maraca, a big maraca. this rhythm is one of the rhythms is also a juba, which is more like in a 6/8. So this is more got that African 6/8 feel, the juba, you know. Also, we use is another rhythm from Puerto Rico, like plena, which we do some mixtures with that in Latin jazz using that rhythm. Certainly these panderetas, is usually three. You have the large one that hits the downbeat. So you probably seen them. You hold them in your hand on the side, and it's like a frame drum type of drum, and they would hold it like this, and usually doing the downbeat. The second drum, the medium-sized drum, could be played. There's two, three different patterns, but one basic pattern is. And the third one is a smaller one that is going to be doing the repiques, the soloing, the quinteandoing, if you will. So those three, the family. I'm going to try to interject, try to combine the first two drums, and this is what we do also. So you know this. So for instance, so I would combine these rhythms uh, to a tune that we would compose, and there were some lyrics on it, some choral, so make it very Afro Puerto Rican, but with some jazz chords and harmonies that we put together. So this is a style that a lot of everyone uses, of course, but to a different taste of how you want to play certain songs that you compose, and also the percussions are it's like endless what you can apply to it. You could put the authentic banderas in there, which a lot of people do, of course. But when you do live and stuff, and the people are you don't have too many people in the group that could cover with all that stuff, so we have to improvise that on the congas. I use that, for instance, as far as the rhythms in Puerto Rico that I use anyway, and doing these combinations, I have people also that they ask me to try to explain to them some exercises that we do. I don't know how many conga players are there or out there, or any percussion players that play, but I'm going to go over just a couple of exercises that I do, a couple of independence exercises that we do over here that I like to do to warm up and stuff like that. And one of them has to do with the clave, okay? You know, okay? You know, the clave, two-bar phrase clave that we use in Latin music. In general, everybody, is aware of that, but I just want to break it down to the people who don't know and not aware that the clave is a two-bar phrase. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I use that as a basis for this first exercise here. Uh, when I practice three drums, I like to use this exercise because the same exercise that I'm doing with my right hand, I'm doing it with my left. So we're building it up together, the right and left hand. So your combinations are even. You're building it up even. Your right hand and your left hand has to try to be equal in strength and in flexibility. If you're dominant with your right hand, you got to build up your left, and vice versa. If you're dominant with your left, you try to build up your right hand. So one exercise that I like to do is doing just quarter note slaps with my left hand here. Then I would do the son clave here with my right hand. So I'm gonna do that together, which is son clave. So we're gonna start. Now, let's try. You could try it at home. Left hand, quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then, okay, if you want to try it on your lap, on a table, your left hand, quarter notes. 1, 2, and do 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to do the same thing using your left hand doing the clave and your right hand doing the quarter notes. So let's try that here. So again, use your right hand on the table or on your conga. Okay, you can start together. That's the first part. And together. Now, let's combine both left and right. So we're going to swing from one side to the other and back to the other. So this is a nice little exercise so you can have your pivot here, your hands moving to your drums, okay? And switching back and forth here and here. Okay, so let's try it, the right side first, and then we're gonna go to the left side. Let's try that. These are some of the exercises that I do to warm up and stuff like that, just in case anybody's wondering what I'm doing here with this. And people are asking me for warm up tips when they're practicing and stuff like that. This is what I do. to get the ball rolling. So now let's try to combine both. Okay, so we're gonna do um, one. Let's do one clave on each side. So we'll start off with the right side. So we're gonna do. Now you notice the middle drum is always slapped. This is not an open tone. It's always a slap. These are open tones here. Okay, so this middle drum is always. Okay, so it's going to take a while for some of you guys to get it, but this is the coordination that I use, for evenly distribute my syncopation with either hand. Now let's try this here. We're doing quarter notes before. This is now stage 2 of this exercise. Now we could do eighth notes. Okay, and then we're going to change from son clave to rumba clave, which is this is son clave. I'm going to do rumba. Pa, 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 pa. Okay. So now we're going to do the rumba clave on the right hand. And these are eighth notes. So I'm going to give you a little demonstration of that. Now, the and of 4 is the anticipation for the rumba clave. That's the only thing that changes between the son clave and the rumba clave is the and of 4 on the 3 side of the clave. So, okay? So just to keep that in mind. So now you're hitting it. We're going to try it with the left hand. Okay, so that's going to take a little bit more time. 8 notes here. And we're going to do the same thing we did before. We're going to now, let's combine these two together now. We can switch your hand and always the middle drum. clean slap in there, okay? So you got to work that slap in there, and we could try to do it slow if you like. Um, so I'm going to try right, switch to the left. Now we're going to do this back and forth. So let's do this a little bit slower. Let's do, okay. Okay, so now we have the first one, the quarter notes and the son clave. So I just want to combine the first one and the second one, the rumba clave and the song and the rumba clave together as part of the exercise. So we'll start off with the song. I'm gonna refresh the memory. We're gonna switch now. Back and forth. Again, 8 notes. Okay, that's only 2 parts of a 4-part exercise that I do. So I combine them after I do the separate ones. Then I combine them. I go up and down, and then at various tempos. So I will start off slow, medium, a little bit fast, just to get the coordination together and keep you focused on switching around your sound, because there's always slapping here. The tones are clean here, so you already hear okay, so you can hear the both of the notes, so you know exactly where the clave is and everything. Now let's take the rumba clave one with the 8 notes, and we're going to separate them. So I'm going to hit the clave ah, while doing the 8 notes here. So now we're going to dissect that exercise and spread them out to each drum here. So it'll be, for instance, it'll be. Okay, so that one's a little harder. It's a little bit more difficult because we got to separate each note, and it makes you go back and forth in each one while keeping this intact. Okay, now let's add that one on to the other 2 that we did, the son clave, the rumba clave, and the rumba split. Okay, so let's add those. We're going to go up and down. We're going to do the son, rumba, the split, rumba, and son. And this is how I practice. I keep going up and down to those exercises. So I start off at the son clave first. Thank you. My little water break here. Okay, so let's do the son clave. Let me see something here. Son clave. Now, those are the three so far. So now I'm going to break up the last one for flam tap. So it's going to go into now. Back up again. Okay, so this is like a four-stage kind of little exercise that I like to do. I would do it slow, medium, and fast. And so we start off again with the son clave here. And notice this drum is always doing, okay, this is always the slaps, the quarter notes, while these are the ones to maneuver around. And this will give us the flexibility. It gives me flexibility to move around at a hovering height, 6 inches to move around your drum. So you would do this exercise to get, it's for the sound. So for the flexibility of moving back and forth here. Another exercise that I do is my doubles with for my wrist. I would do pa, 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 pa. Let me see if I have a clave. I don't know if you guys can hear this. Okay, let's. So I'm doing left, right, palm, palm, tip, tip, left, right, left, right. So you know your face to me is a mirror. So don't do what I'm doing straight ahead. Reverse yourself. This is your left and this is your right. Okay, so it's reverse. And 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So this is like my downbeat. And 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is let me see. Yeah, you can hear that from there. I don't know if you guys can hear that. So I'll do a follow with the clave on that. I'm doing this about 75 beats per minute. So this is a warm up also before you start playing or exercising. This is what I do. And another one that I would do is like a triplet feel, which is so right palm, left tip, right tip. And then do the opposite with the left hand. Left palm, right tip, left tip. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Try to leave it at the same position where you're gonna get this, hear it, the bass sound. So this doubles going into these triplets at 75 beats per minute. We're gonna try the rumba clave. 1 clave each. Okay, so the triplet is going to be the harder one because I like to do 1 clave of the doubles, 1 of the triplets, and in different speeds also. I would switch for my doubles. Like if I'm going and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So after the last double, 1, 2, 3, 4, triple it. That's why I start my triplet here. So on the beginning, again, right, left, right, left, right, left. Like I said before, this here is your palm and your tips, palm or heel toe, if you want to call that, okay? Palm, palm, okay? Palm, tip, and all you have to do is not pick up your hand, but just pick up your wrist. Again, you're doing like a hinge. So you're doing right, left, right, left, right, left. That's all it is. Because if you're going to start moving your hand around, you're going to start to trip. And it's going to cut a lot of your speed down. So if you do, and keep it low. And if you notice, if you emphasize the bass, it keeps you in time. Separate the drums. Like if you ever hear the group Rumberos, Los Muñequitos, they would start a tune, a rumba, everybody, just to make sure everybody is in the same beat, the same rhythm. Then el salidor sale por el segundo. So this is a part of a rumba también, that exercise. Or they would do. So also another exercise. Let's go back to clean up the clave exercise, and it is maybe one more that I do. So I got like a little pack of exercises that I do here and there, depending on what I feel like doing one day or another. Another one that we could elaborate on are part of the triplets, right? We're doing palm, tip, tip, palm, tip, tip. We're gonna substitute those hits and to do a tone, slap, slap, tone, slap, slap instead of a palm, tip. So now the left hand. So we're doing this. Palm left, right, palm right, left. Now we're substituting the bass and the tip for slaps and open tone. That's the same exercise that I was doing here, but with substitutions of from the bass and tip to the slap and tone. Okay, like I said before. So this is a nice exercise because with this, it's a lot of rhythms that you can come out with, a lot of substitutions that it sounds like a different melody. Let's do tone, right hand, left slap, right slap. Let's do tone, slap, slap, tone, slap, slap. Okay, tone with the right hand, left slap, right slap. Now let's do the opposite. Tone with the left hand, slap, slap. Okay, both together. Right, left, right, left, right, left. Now we're gonna loop that. That exercise in a tumbao as a riff now. Let me see if I can put it with the clave. Okay, we're gonna do let's do 60 on this. We would feel like. Again. One more time. Now, what happens if I substitute? What happens if I substitute my right hand here? It'll sound like. What happens if I substitute this hand over here? You see See, so now we got a different melody by just exercising there because that's telling you the hand movement. So you got different melodies and different sounds. Let's do a couple of more with these triplets, and this is I'm gonna try to do something here, substituting maybe here to here. Okay, so you could hear a difference here. Substitute. Anyway, we're gonna do a little bit more here. Again, playing. Now substitute this one. Another one. Adding doubles on here now. Anyway, I hope that I showed you a couple of little things that you could warm up with, and some little exercises that I use. Okay, and I take a little bit of exercises from different people, and I learn from that I see, and I practice it on my own and develop it and make it some of it my own. And so there's a lot of exercises that you can do that a lot of people, a lot of other conga players have that you can also apply to your technique and to your practice to warm up and to expand your horizons, a little bit of everybody. That's how I grew up playing with a little bit of everybody's style and everybody's techniques and stuff. And then I put it together and put my own soul in here and try to do what I can with this instrument as much as I can. Well, thank you again for having me, the New York Poets Cafe, for the workshops that we do here. And don't forget, next week, Victor Rendon is always going to come out with an interesting workshop and the history of music also. So thank you again, and we'll see you next month, all right? Be safe. Happy New Year.